Welcome to the future, the year 2021. Just kidding, it's actually not the future, it's like just the next year. You know, honestly, a lot of people are looking towards 2021 as being like some sort of big reset and all our problems are gonna go away, but a lot of the problems that followed us in 2020 are probably gonna be part of our life in 2021. And while that is a bummer, I do hope and wish that, like, I don't know, midnight 2020, midnight New Year's Eve, it's like all our problems go away. But honestly, that's not gonna happen. But that's part of life, and it doesn't always have to be bad. Today we're gonna talk about how to deal with those problems and how to move forward with them. Not just forgetting about our past and pretending it didn't happen, but accepting that and moving forward into this new year with God's blessing. Oh, but before I forget, hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's been a while. It's good to see you again. Missed ya. As we move forward into the new year, we can look back at 2020 and say beyond the shadow of a doubt that it sucked. We had to deal with like online school, not being able to see our friends, being stuck in the house together. Maybe you had to deal with loss of income or loss of a loved one. 2020 was a rough year for everyone. And, you know, 2021, we're all hoping is going to be a lot better. But around this time of year, we usually give messages that are like, move on, just forget about it and everything. And while that is, you know, in one way correct, part of moving forward is accepting the tragedies and learning from and growing from the bad things that happened to us in the past. So today we're going to be sharing a scripture that is going to hopefully change the way that we look at tragedies and mistakes and things that go bad in our lives, and help to shape us to accept 2020 and all the junk stuff that we had to go through, and how we can move forward into 2021 in a new way. So the scripture that we're going to be looking at today is 2 Corinthians 12 verses 9 and 10. Now, a little bit of context, this is the second letter that Paul is writing to the Corinthians, aka that's why it's called 2 Corinthians. And he's writing, talking about how he has this thorn in his flesh. Now, we don't know if it was like a literal thorn or like a metaphorical one. Some people think that he had like an eye issue that bugged him a lot. Other people think that he had some vice that he couldn't get over. Anyway, he's writing and he's saying that he's asking God to take this thorn in his flesh away. And he says he prayed 3 times and 3 times nothing happened. And then Jesus says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Paul says that he will therefore boast all the more gladly about his weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That's why Paul says, "For Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardship, in persecutions, and difficulties, for when I am weak, I am strong." Now, Paul had a pretty rough life. If you read through Acts or some of the letters that Paul wrote, you can see like how he was constantly in prison, how he got like whipped in the back, was in a shipwreck, got bit by a snake, all of that. And he had hardships in his life. Jesus, the epitome of a perfect person. The old question, why do bad things happen to good people? Bad things happen to Jesus. Bad things are honestly just a part of life. Not to say that God causes bad things to happen, but once you like say the prayer and you're like, "Okay, Jesus, I'm gonna follow you," it's not like you get a call on your flip phone and it's like, "Hey, you got a promotion," and you don't even have a job yet. It's not always rainbows and butterflies and everything's all good 24/7. Part of life is going through hardships. But if we can take this lesson from Paul, this example that he set in this verse where he says, all of my weaknesses, all of these hardships, all of the things that I've been going through, I'm going to reframe them as opportunities for God to do the most. See, if you're frustrated with online school, that's understandable. But if you can reframe that as, I'm frustrated, but this is an opportunity for God to give me the most peace. Or if you're arguing with your family because you're stuck inside together 24/7, you can say, I'm so frustrated and mom said it was my turn on the Xbox. Or you can say, you know what, God, this is an opportunity for you to make me a peacemaker, someone who reconciles. See, when we're stuck in hopelessness, that's when God can give us the most hope. So wherever you are, whether you're looking forward to stuff in the new year or you're just excited for 2020 to be over and to get on with your life, I'm there with you. And when you're stuck in that hopelessness, that's when God can give us the most hope. So as we look back at 2020, we don't have to ignore or minimize or pretend that all the bad stuff didn't happen. We can look back and see God's goodness throughout all of the hard times in our life, and moving into 2021 when tough times do happen, because honestly, that's just part of life and tough times will happen. We can see it as an opportunity for God to do good in our lives. So, alive, it's good to be back. I missed you. I'll see you Wednesday, all right? Happy New Year. Stay safe, everybody. Have a good one.